Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. Today's video, I'm going to talk start collecting Warhammer Age of Sigmar, and today we're taking a look at the Cities of Sigmar, and in particular, the Living City Free City sub-faction. Now in this video, we're going to go through the special rule that makes the Living City special in a Cities of Sigmar army, before having a look at a couple of units we recommend to get started with for this particular faction. We'll then take a look at some other units we can use to expand upon these couple of initial purchases before finally finishing off the video with a little sample armor list of 1,000 points for you to use, hopefully as some inspiration for starting your own force of the Living City in Warhammer Age of Sigmar. And so, to begin with, we have the Hunters of the Hidden Paths rule. During deployment, instead of setting up a Living City unit or an allied Sylvaneth unit on the battlefield, you can place it to one side and say that it is set up in the Hidden Paths as a reserve unit. You can set up one unit in the Hidden Paths for each Living City unit you have on the battlefield, and at the end of your movement phase, you can set up one or more of these reserve units on the battlefield wholly within 6 inch of the edge of the battlefield or more than 9 inch away from enemy units. Must require and do both of these things, just FYI. Now, this is pretty cool because this does allow us to effectively ambush. There are a bunch of units in Cities of Sigmar that have bonuses to charge, can grant us rerolls to charge, and also get some nice extra sort of damage buffs as well. Today's video is brought to you by Gap Games, a fantastic retailer in Australia for a variety of different miniature war games. If you'd like to help support the channel, we have an affiliate link where by clicking on and purchasing, you'll help support the channel, but you'll also help support Gap Games, which is a fantastic servant to the community. And so, where to start with this force? Now, first of all, as mentioned, we do need to have Living City units on the table to start our force. So they are definitely the place you want to start building up this force. It's definitely not, the most, favorable way to start. You want to buy those units you want to ambush with and start with them, but you definitely want to have the units that you need on the table first, because then you can start mixing up and playing around with those units you're going to have in ambush. And so for this, a Free Guild Marshal with Relic Envoy is a nice cheap hero you can put on the table, will serve a decent job, enabling you to do some good objective control with his once per game ability of a rousing rallying cry that can allow some of your Free Guild units around him to count as double the amount of models for contesting objectives, which is really cool. On top of that, he can also pass out some commands for free potentially thanks to his little Relic Envoy Squire Boy. Now, joining the Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy, we then have Free Guild Steelhelms, a solid unit all round. They have a 4+ save, 100 points for 10 wounds, right on the money with that sort of wound for point ratio of 10 points for a single wound, which is really where you want to be. Now, they also have the ability to consecrate objectives, thanks to the little priest in there as well, but they are going to be, a solid line infantry unit you can use to hold your line to sort of set up and control objectives, meanwhile waiting for the units we're going to talk about over in the other page and some as well to gam on an ambush. And so, let's take a look at some units we can use to bring onto the table, but first, before that, we are going to look at one other unit we can use to sort of hold our line with. Now, Free Guild Steelhelms are definitely a solid choice for holding our line, but Free Guild Fusiliers are going to provide us with some range support. While we can obviously sit on objectives and just hold them with the Free Guild Steelhelms, Fusiliers are going to be able to do that, but also provide some nice shooting support for the force. In Cast-Light formation, which is a formation they can choose to enter anytime they want, as long as they've not moved, they can provide us with extra shooting as well. So it can be a really nice unit to hold backfield objectives. Meanwhile, the Steelhelms can move up that little bit more and hold those sort of mid-range objectives on the table. Now, if we're looking for some units we can bring in to start to bring our ambushes, the Dreadlord on Black Dragon for me is one of my favourites. First of all, this model can be equipped with a Lance of Spite, which does allow it to get extra rend if it comes in and charges, but it also has some other cool options like the paired Exile Blades, which give it a lot of attacks, a single Exile Blade there as well, and it can also have its Tyrant Shield as well, where unmodified save rolls for a 6 that target this unit will be made and saved automatically regardless of any modifiers, which is pretty cool. Now, Noxious Breath on the dragon as well allows you to do some ranged attacks that hit hordes pretty hard, but the big thing here is under the shadow of Black Wings, you can reroll charge rolls for this unit and friendly Order Serpentis units wholly within 12 inch of this model without needing to spend command points. This is really cool and can help us when coming in off the table edge. Now, speaking of a unit from the Order Serpentis, Drakespawn Knights are a battleline option if the Dreadlord is our general. They have 2 wounds each and a base 3+ save, which is really nice. Their musician, as all Cities of Sigmar musicians will do, will give us +1 to run and charge rolls, so we've got an 8-inch rerollable charge when coming onto the table here. And Lance Charge means we add 1 to the damage and improve our rem by 1 when we make a charge with the unit, meaning those barbed lances on the charge will be 2 attacks at 3s and 3s, ren 2, damage 2. This can be really nice, just enabling us to get some extra punch into the unit and really help us punch through what we're charging. But a cool little utility piece to bring are the Drakespawn Chariots. They actually get better when they have Drakespawn Knights nearby, but after this unit ever makes a charge move, you pick an enemy unit nearby them and roll 2 dice. For each time this unit rolls a dice, on a 2 to 4 the enemy unit suffers a mortal wound, on a 5+ they suffer 3 mortal wounds, and if the enemy unit is within 3 inches of any Drakespawn Knights, you add 2 to each roll, meaning it'll be on a 3+, you'll do the 3 mortal wounds with this model, so it can be a really nice mortal wound damage dealing hitter. And so here we have our sample army list for you. Now we've gone for Living City, obviously, purpose of the video, and this means our mortal realm will be Ghyran, the Realm of Life. The grand strategy we've gone for is Reclaim for Sigmar, where at the end of the game we have to have a unit wholly within each table quarter of the battlefield. And a Triumph, as we are 10 points under, we've gone for Inspired, +1 a wound. We don't really need the reroll charge so long as we've got that Dreadlord on the field, and we're more likely going to be able to have him unharmed to begin with, which is pretty cool. Now, speaking of the Dreadlord on Black Dragon, he's going to be our general, and we've got a command trait Unparalleled Duelist. I really like this command trait. Every time our opponent rolls an attack that doesn't actually hit him, they'll suffer a mortal wound in return. On top of this, we've gone for the Venom Fang Blade, and for this I would go with the paired Exile Blades on the model, as this allows us to get the most attacks out of him. Every 6 to hit will be D3 mortal wounds. We've then got our Free Guild Marshal with Relic Envoy there, as well as our secondary hero. And for Battleline, 5 Drakespawn Knights become Battleline thanks to the Dreadlord, and 10 Free Guild Steelhelms are always Battleline in our force. For every unit of Steelhelms we have in our force that are Battleline, 1 unit of Fusiliers can become Battleline, so our 10 Free Guild Fusiliers are Battleline. And then we also have a Drakespawn Chariot. All of this force is wrapped up in a battle regiment, the core battalion, so we are a 1-drop force with 55 wounds on the table. If you've got some ideas on units you'd like to bring into a Living City force as some outflankers, let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. We hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our great little community we have here at Centerful Gaming, we have a Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also linked down in the video's description are the best ways to help support the channel, be that via Patreon or YouTube members, or by grabbing yourself some merch, whether that's stickers, t-shirt, mugs, or anything from our Teespring store as well, or by using our affiliate links, which are also linked down in the description as well, that go a long way to helping support the channel. As a special thank you to all our Patreons and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out. So thank you to Andy C, Grimskull, Colorblind Magic, Iron Grinch, Benjamin Swallows, James Cater, Mark Harvey, Domir, Average Wargamer, JJ Austrian, Cure Dynamic, Andrew Bowen, Alderin Shot First, Kendall, Soren, Green Roots Gaming, Ronya, Lock Lorick, The Johnny 84, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, James Tillman, Disco, John Castle, and Gargamel 196. Thank you all so much for helping support the channel. It means the absolute world to us. Please do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Once again, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. Ciao for now.